Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in my office. My desk is a fucking hot mess. I have so much on my desk right now. But today, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, we're talking about this glow up. This photo shocked me, and I just thought it was like such a cool thing to talk about here on my YouTube channel because obviously I have a beauty channel, but I like to talk about philosophy and psychology and things like that as well. And I made a video last year titled How I Completely Changed My Life in 6 months, and this is kind of like going along with the theme of that. So this photo is shocking to me because I haven't really altered my appearance that much on the outside, and this was really a complete like transformation of my mind, body, and spirit, and it just is crazy. This photo was completely gifted to me by iPhone. Thanks, iPhone. Just showed up on my phone. The first thing I noticed is my hair, my makeup, my wardrobe. So on the left-hand side, I'm wearing like a Ralph Lauren sweater and pearls, and my hair is untouched. Like I don't have highlights. It looks like it was like air dried. And I know at this point I was working at a staffing agency, and I'm wearing like black dress pants probably. If I zoom into my face, like have like minimal makeup on. I have like red lipstick on, which is like always what I wear when I don't want to wear makeup. You can't really see my body because the sweater is kind of billowy. In general, I'm just like a little bit thicker. I look thicker, and then you go over to the right, and I mean, the outfit obviously is more form-fitting. It's a little bit like sassier, a little bit more confident of a body posture. You can see, like, I don't know if you can see, but my lips are done. My hair is done. I have highlights. I have a blowout. I'm in better shape. I'm more toned. I would say I'm pretty much unrecognizable. I was like, okay, is it just me or do I look unrecognizable? So I sent this photo to like a few of my friends, and they were all like, you look Amish on the left. You look like an Amish girl. Like, you don't look anything like you do now. But it was like so subtle and so incremental that it's just hard to put your finger on, like, what happened? What the fuck happened? Like, this photo on the left was taken 2.5 years before the photo on the right. I have gone through so many changes over the last few years that I thought it would be beneficial to talk about it. And this isn't about how you look, it's about how you feel. That's the point, is that I did get filler, I got highlights, whatever. I work out, I'm very disciplined now, but the first shift that happened really was mental for me. The main thing that's different in these two photos is the photo on the left, the before photo. I didn't know who I was like fully. The photo on the right, which was just like a couple weeks ago, I know exactly what I'm doing. I feel 100% confident with what I'm doing, where I'm going, what my life purpose is. I have the utmost confidence in myself. Like, that's the main thing, is like the confidence, the self-esteem shift. And I have gone through a lot of different life experiences that have led me to this moment where I feel empowered, where I feel confident, where I feel sexy, and I look better because of that. Let me back you up to like 2011. That's when I started like my whole spiritual journey, and that was like the beginning, I would say the very beginning of this entire transformation. The first thing I needed to figure out was like my spirituality, who I was, what does planet Earth mean? What is my connection to planet Earth? What is my religion? What am I? What is my spirituality? What is my connection to the divine? What is my connection to the other? What is intuition? Like, why do I have these answers inside of me? Why does my gut always know what the right thing is? My first step was being drawn to understand, what is intuition? What is my intuition? What is my instinct? What does it mean? How does it know what it knows? And how can I amplify that voice so I can hear it clearly? How can I
always know what my instinct says to do because I was lost. I was going through a quarter life crisis. I didn't know how to create what I wanted to create or become who I wanted to become. But if my gut knew, then that was the most fascinating thing to me. It was like the blueprint for what I wanted.
These questions were like pressing on my mind, and that is what prompted me to study the law of attraction, New Age philosophy, spirituality. That's what prompted me to move to California, and it's what prompted me to go vegan. It was my skin issues. If you guys don't know, the whole reason why I started this channel and my skincare line is because I used to have really bad hormonal acne, and it is something I used to call spiritual acne because it was really like a spiritual awakening for me. Then I moved back to Michigan. I felt way more grounded, way more clear, way more confident, but I didn't have my money and my business straight. And I wanted very specific things in that area of my life. I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I didn't know how to create that, and I didn't know how far in the future that was going to be for me. I had, my mindset on like wanting to be an entrepreneur but needing to find something in the meantime, and I had modeled pretty much my whole 20s, which I loved that lifestyle, but it got to be a pain in the ass of like never knowing when my next paycheck was coming, basically. Like that was really a struggle. I felt like I couldn't build wealth. I just wanted to have something more consistent, and I got a job working in like a 9 to 5 type of environment. I was in staffing for a while, and it was a very depressing time because I was really struggling financially for a very long time. So this was kind of like the second part of me realizing who I was. This whole journey was like me realizing who I was and what I wanted. This kind of like financial awakening came full circle because I had a certain type of lifestyle. Let's say I was spending $100,000 a year on a lifestyle. I'm just picking a round number. I don't have any idea how much I was spending, but my lifestyle, let's say, was $100,000 lifestyle. Well, I accepted a job that was paying me $50,000, but I kept this $100,000 lifestyle, and I just was dying. I was literally dying. I stayed like that for like a year. I went into a significant amount of debt, and then I was trapped. I was trapped with like that fear mentality of like, I have debt, I have bills, I need consistent income, I need to stay in this 9 to 5 job. It was really, I was caught in the rat race for a little while, and it was just like, it really was the hardest thing I've ever done because I've never had to show up anywhere every day, all day, and be broke at the same time. I truly felt like I had completely depleted myself. All my creativity, all my femininity, all of my spirit was out the door, but it was something I needed to do, and I did it. In this video for a couple days, so hence the continuous wardrobe change. So I said like I had never had to show up anywhere like every day, like every single day forever for the rest of my life. Like, okay, if you're in touch with like the natural circadian rhythm of like the universe and your own biorhythm and things like that, like it's very hard to do the same exact thing every single day and especially doing something every single day like for that amount of time, because the reality is like we're way more efficient than that. Like we're way more efficient than to be literally somewhere for an arbitrary 8-9 hours a day. Like it just doesn't make sense. In order to show up in a situation like that, you have to like suppress your natural instincts. You have to suppress your natural, like your needs, your biological human needs in order to be able to do something like that. For a certain period of time might be necessary, and it builds your endurance. Not saying that doing it is bad for you, but you should recognize like, this is not what my body wants to do. This is not in the natural flow of what I want to be doing, what I could be best at, what I could be doing. Like you should recognize it, but it doesn't mean you should abandon it, you know? And that lasted about 2 years until last like March I wound up getting let go from my last corporate job, and it was on the new moon last March, and it was significant for me that it was on that at that time period. I had this thought in my head. I literally don't think I can ever go back to a 9 to 5 job. Like, Mondays can never be a thing for me where I'm like, I used to fucking dread Monday morning and look forward to Fridays. And I always made fun of those people. But it was such a blessing because it pushed me into the corner and was like, hey, make a decision now. Now you have all the facts. And that's kind of what the universe forced me to do. And at that point, I was like, okay, well, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know I'm not supposed to go back there. I went back to like working in a spa, and like I love working with skin. So that was amazing. I wasn't making as much money as I needed to. So then I got a job as a bartender as well. The second that I decided to start bartending, start working at the spa, I started receiving so much abundance.
I could do an entire video on this topic, but basically, when you need money or when you need anything, you are coming from a paradigm of kind of like, I need this thing. When you fulfill that need, all of a sudden your paradigm shifts, and you are attracting things from a new perspective. And that is what happened, and that's what I left out of this video, is that when I started doing what I loved and actually having enough money to sustain myself, all of a sudden my entire paradigm shifted from a lack mentality of like, I don't have enough, and I hate what I'm doing, to I love what I'm doing and I have sufficient cash flow. And then I started attracting way more opportunities, like more clients from YouTube and Instagram, more opportunities to coach or to speak or whatever. Even when I was attracting like the labs, I was talking to the manufacturers, the artists and designers, the sales channels, the mentors, like literally everything just fell into place. Basically, like, because of the fact that I completely took the pressure off of needing fulfillment.
But my mentality was and still is whatever it takes. Like, whatever it takes, and that's the moral of this story. You need to develop that grit that helps you to just keep going no matter what.
You need to develop that instinct that tells you, like, yes, I need to stay in this horrible situation and take it in the ass. And then that you got to know also when to cut it, when to be like, hey, that's enough taking it in the ass. Situations that are going to be uncomfortable, that are going to be very beneficial for your growth and for your progress. And it's called grit. That's what I'm talking about. But then there's certain situations where people just tolerate for too long because they feel like they don't have options. But the what I'm talking about is staying in something with staying in a situation you don't want to be in because you have your eye on the prize. That's what I'm talking about. It's like the analogy of like holding the yoga pose. You hold the yoga pose, it hurts, it's painful, but you breathe through it. You're not going to die. And then all of a sudden you come out of the yoga pose, you're like, I'm a bad bitch, you know?
Yes, the issue for me as an entrepreneur wasn't access to capital, but then it was also the fact that like I didn't know what to do with the money once I had it. You need to know what to do with the money that you get. Otherwise, you will squander it. So by the time I had been through a couple cycles of making a lot of money and losing it all, I knew exactly what I wanted. And during that time that I was dead ass broke, I studied so many schools of thought on money. I studied Robert Kiyosaki, I studied Tony Robbins, Dave Ramsey, anything I could get my hands on that had to do with finances, business, money, that I knew the next time that I would accumulate wealth, I knew what I would do with it. Like, ultimately, we all want to live our best life. That's always been my goal. I want to live my best life. I want to make good money on my time, doing something I'm naturally good at, doing something that makes me feel confident and basically brings out the best in myself. I want to be the highest quality person that I possibly can. I want to live an optimized and optimal life and lifestyle. And I knew for a very long time that I was not at that capacity. I was not living at that capacity, but it's possible. It's just sometimes a very slow process. That's just the reality. Like, you got to work for what you want, but ultimately you can get what you want. You can get what you want. That is my goal. How I'm telling you this right now. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you need to go on your own journey. You need to identify what's the first step, what's the next step after that, and keep going. You have to discover, what is that journey to you? What does it mean for you? And just know that you'll get there. You just have to keep working towards it, keep investing in yourself, and try to breathe through the parts that suck. So that's it. Please let me know if you guys have any questions. Feel free to ask. Look at this. So I've been carrying this around with me. It's 100%, 70%. It's 70% isopropyl alcohol. And instead of hand sanitizer, you can use this. I put it in a spray bottle so I can spray it on surfaces. I've been spraying my phone pretty constantly. I've also been spraying like public door handles or faucets or anything I touch in public. I spray with this, and I think that's been like such a great solution to my hypochondrianism. I don't know. My hypochondriac ass, let's put it that way. I am very, very coronavirus prepared. I have immersed myself in the coronavirus. I am coronavirus fucking prepared. This spray has come with me everywhere. Like, I was at the gym this morning and I wanted to spray the weights, but I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I don't want to be like a social outcast, but like, I would bring this in public and spray things like door handles, like elevator buttons, like anything that you think that a lot of people are touching, you can spray your alcohol on, and it's also great hand sanitizer. So just a little tip for you. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.